Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Prism Master, and I'm back. Say very simply. But for today, I decided to do a broadcast for Season 6 of Apex Legends, more specifically, the Aftermarket event. And, of course, the Flashpoint LTM, which I'm going to be playing quite a little bit of. The only other thing to directly mention is that I will also be trying out Rampart a little bit more. I barely really got to play her as much as I would have liked, and I'm just gonna quickly get into the role of things for this season. I've been taking a massive break from season 6, and in general, I mean, I've been taking an absolutely massive break for season 6, kind of like what I did with season 3. I took around like a good 3 weeks, 2 weeks of just not playing Apex, and I'm finally getting back into it. I got some new advanced look controls that I finally put into place, which I'm super excited to try more of. And I'm really looking to just kind of relearning this game, um, and also trying to learn Rampart especially. So, with that being said, I think we should just probably start this. Yeah, I think it's better if we just start this broadcast at this point. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, there's also one other thing, which is, of course, that just in case. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this will probably be my first game for the day. I probably should have went into the firing range and practiced, but you know what? Sometimes you got to get thrown into the fire in order to well, it's probably some sort of saying like that. I don't I don't remember. But the Mozambique is actually in rotation for today, which is pretty interesting.
Time to show them what we're made of. Which is just blood and guts, really.
I don't really know why I even I always click triangle to mute the squad, but like I'm not even technically in game chat.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I'm afraid. I'm really afraid. I'm just kidding, nothing scares me.
Let's just see how my first game goes.
This is your champion.
I'm not hard to understand. Death is my language.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
You see me?
Smoky prepared.
Hope you like exercise.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, this is the best part.
Okay, here we go. This is a really interesting landing location. Okay, he's gonna choose up there. I'm gonna choose down here.
Something like that.
Absolutely nothing. This is going to suck. Not exactly. I got a shotgun bolt. Maybe I could hit him with the shotgun bolt. the P20. That's nice. Okay.
Attention.
Oh,
First blood.
crap. I forgot about pressing square to get on zip lines. It's got a little Nessie charm. I like it a lot. Oh, that's so cute.
Shots fired, and they're hitting me.
Get right there. I'm gonna get closer just because they got a limited amount of shots. Oh, crap. Out of shots. Oh, what's going on? Oh, no. Well, I might as well just jump into here and do a little bit of a suicide mission. Suicide! Fire! 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 Oh, I'm dead. That's fucking horrible. Holy moly, that was bad. That first game was horrible. I only had those 12 shots, missed all of them. Wouldn't even mattered. I shot into a gibby. And both my teammates separated, and I don't really like that landing location. I think it's probably one of the worst flashpoint landing locations.
Or you fight with someone else, and I win.
There's barely any loot. You're gonna get trapped inside of the bunker sometimes. It just goes wrong, like really, really quickly. And for a first game,
This is your champion.
that's pretty horrible.
You all think you'll make it out of this alive?
But it's whatever.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
I feel most alive when rapidly approaching my death.
Even though this is technically a hot drop, this is actually a better landing location. A chaotic one, but a better one. So the best thing to do is I'm going to stick with the rest of the team, mainly because I do not believe that landing on the other side, all the way over there, will be
Fighting.
okay. I'm actually surprised I even hit anything there.
Look out, grenade.
Well, I'm going to switch for that. Actually, let me switch to the E button. Never mind. Nope. Never mind. Never mind the never mind.
Here we go. Don't be afraid to fight. I won't tell. Fool spotted.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go this way. Cancel that.
Baddie here, mate.
Might be something good this way. Never mind. Surviving in there.
Delivering frag.
Enemy here.
Got one.
Shooting at me. Enemy taken.
I think a lot of people are underestimating the
Enemy down. Putting up some amped cover.
You are the kill leader.
I think a lot of people underestimate the
This one's
EVA 8
free.
double tap.
Remember that.
I'm a big fan of the EVA 8 double tap. By far, probably one of my most favorite weapons, and probably one of the weapons I perform with the best.
Attention. The champion has been eliminated.
The champion fell.
Got an Evo shield here. Level 2.
Spotted one.
They spotted me.
Yep.
I'm taking shots.
It's got shot there. Ow.
Pretty sure.
Almost, I
Putting up
did.
some amped cover.
Taking fire.
Ah, take can be very strong and deadly at those distances.
I have a subject in view.
That just means I can do this. Think you're so special.
Hello, Sheila. Oh,
Get on
I've
it.
never seen a girl like you.
Okay. I don't know where they are.
Reloading.
Oh, I see them.
Toss in a frag.
Enemy spotted.
Oh, I did that too high.
Target spotted.
Ah, that was horrible.
I'm cover for you, mates. This one's free. Remember that.
Oh, crap.
Reloading.
Spotted one. Introducing a new variable.
Oh, crap. Dealing that little bit of damage should help slightly. Ah, crap, I'm dead.
Down. Took down an enemy.
Reloading.
Enemy here. Up close.
Don't
in
let
my
him.
pretty
Oh,
face.
behind.
Enemy here.
I have a subject in view.
Rapid. Oh. Ah, that sucks.
The Orc train.
We probably shouldn't even went for that fight. They were on the other side. They had a triple take, and we had a caustic out in the open, and so on. It was just going to go wrong. I don't think I should have taken that fight. I should have ran back. And the problem is that when you're randoming, it's kind of hard to. What's the correct word? It's kind of hard to. It's hard to get your team to follow suit. You know what I mean? Because if both of the majority of your players, you know, decide, hey, let's go and fight them, you can't sit back and not help them, because at that point you're just letting themselves die alone, and you are kind of willing to blame.
You're against me, or you're with me and against me. Because
But at the same time,
honest,
they
that
become
happens
also
sometimes.
someone to blame as well, because they
Well,
took
if I
the
get
time
taken out,
to
it better be
put
with a
themselves in a
rampart.
bad situation. Yeah, they put themselves into a bad situation. And because they had actually put themselves into a bad situation, there was a more likely chance of failure because of it. But it's whatever.
Introducing your champion.
When you're randoming, you pretty much just have to support the majority vote of your team. If they go and chase down for a fight, then you have to go
Round
chase
one.
down for a fight.
Beginning ring
And
countdown.
that's gonna kind of suck.
Next ring's far. No lagging.
Okay, so they
pay
changed
attention, gang. Not far from the ring. We got 30 seconds left.
any landing locations. It seems like everyone wants to always land in a flashpoint zone, which I do agree. Landing in a flashpoint zone is interesting.
How about this way?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, he was not pointing at a flashpoint zone. The main problem is that you can already see that team kind of in front of me to the right. They're going straight for where we want to land, or they're at least going over to a different area. So, like, there's definitely going to be a lot of... It's going to be a bit of a disadvantage from time to time. So I'm going to land down here. I always like landing down here. Is it the most safest spot?
Ah, this is
Well,
madness.
no.
Making contact here.
It's not even like the most advantageous
Trust
spot
blood.
because it actually
You
makes
can't
it hard
handle
for
the
you to
heat,
get
stay
up
out
to
of
your
the fire
teammates.
pit.
But I still like landing down here because I generally have a good time doing so. And now they're fighting someone, I think, something like that.
Mastiff here.
I don't know what's going on up there with them. Okay, I was about to say. I was having a bit of a hard time grabbing that.
Light ammo here.
I'll take that. Oi, bloody thanks. You bloke. Nip on down to the pub?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Sniper ammo here.
Anything else? I'm a big fan of the double tap feature on the Eva.
Level 1.
Like a very big fan.
Let's explore this way.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab that, and then I'm also probably gonna purchase a Phoenix kit. Just in case we get into another one of those situations like last match. And then I'll also probably get a shotgun bolt. Oh, I don't have enough. Never mind. I'll stick with what I got.
Light ammo here. Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
I need heavy ammo, not heavy mags.
I need optics for an SMG.
I need heavy ammo.
I need a sniper stock.
Energy ammo here.
Yeah, I could use that.
I could easily grab the devotion, but as much as a lot of people will say, you know, the devotion is overpowered and blah blah blah, I don't care if it's overpowered. I
You okay
am
there?
horrible with
Hey,
the devotion.
lifeline. I think he's short-circuiting.
There have been many times where I've picked up the devotion and almost died because of it. I just can't seem to use it properly, which, you know, kind of sucks to one extent. And to another extent.
I need a sniper stock.
Okay. But just to add some conversation, because why not? I could actually go ahead and let's talk about Rampart a little bit.
Shotgun bolt.
Because, you know, people got their own opinions on Rampart. Everyone's picking up energy ammo, so as much as I would love to take advantage of Rampart's LMG favoring, there we go. As much as I would like to think that the LMG favoring of Rampart is cool and all, let's actually start with that. Let's actually talk about Rampart's passive, because it's okay. I don't think that her passive is like the best passive in the game or something.
Check it out.
It definitely has a lot of problems, but it's also pretty good. Hence why I like to pick up.
Love me an LMG.
No, hence. No, that's generally the reason why I like picking up,
Sniper stock.
you know, LMGs, is because I like to see what it's like to use her passive. I think her passive has a lot of potential, and having that be limited to LMGs does kind of make it weak in the first place, or just limiting it in general. Having it for every weapon would definitely make her way more powerful. I also think that having her passive simply just be ammo capacity and reload speed, or something generally around that similar concept, is a bit disheartening, per se. I think that there's other ways that you could buff LMGs.
This way.
So, like, for example, you could make it so that she decreases the hipfire spread of LMGs, which I think would actually be a really cool idea.
Hostile right here.
Which, I mean, probably should. Talking.
Target's right in front of you.
Tossing up some amped cover.
You want to come over here? Meow cat. That is a different team. That is very bad.
Amped cover for you, mates. Reloading. Right, getting my cover out.
Shot fired. And they're hitting me.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. I'm gonna go for Phoenix kit. Bounce.
Throw it our side. Take a shot at. Frag out.
I feel like Pathfinder's on top somewhere. Landed right there, huh? Oh crap. Oh, whoa. Oh no. Oh, I'm freaking out, dude.
Enemy taken down. Knock down one more. Tossing up some amped cover.
Trust in the old father.
Squad. Took out a bunch.
I fell off.
Enemy down.
Powerful slow. Marking our
This one.
surroundings.
Oh wait, is it like two different teams? What's going on? Because they're reviving over there, but then you got two people here, and oh, that's just weird. That is very bizarre. I really feel like there was some teaming going on there. You saw what I mean? Or either that or it was invisible revive from Mirage. I'm not really sure what was going on there. Oh, that
I'd
sucks.
say try better.
I'm gonna check out what they're doing as a team right now. Because I downed that Rampart. So there's one, they're reviving.
Let's go!
And then you got the fire team. I can't really tell if they were teaming. They probably weren't, to be honest. I probably just got confused and maybe they weren't focused on it. But there was multiple people just helping got in the way. But it's fine. Anyway. That wasn't too bad. I mean, yeah, we got kind of, you know, defeated towards the end. But, I mean, it was a lot better than the last two games beforehand. I got to do a lot more downs. I did a lot more damage. I got to survive a little longer, get into a fight. We just got into like a really bad situation, and I kind of was the catalyst that caused a lot of the destruction of my team there, because I fell down, and then I tried to fight them, and then I got really confused by the fact that there was two guys shooting at me, and then someone reviving another downed guy. Like, that was four people. That was kind of freaking me out for a second there. But from what I can tell, I think that was just... I can't even tell. I'll have to like look back at recording or something later on, but that still has kind of confused me a little bit. But anyway, I'm gonna move on and hopefully, because like I tried shooting at the guys that were downed and not the guys that were, you know, aiming and shooting at me, which, you know, was a very interesting choice. Oh no, I'll have to look at it. But it really did get me. Though, even then, I don't think I would have won because they were all right there and I was by myself. And I also wasn't, like, fully healed or anything like that. You know? But, hey, I got to have a lot of fun doing that match. So anyway, going back into Rampart, because I kind of got into combat a little bit. So, Rampart's passive ability, I think it has the potential to be really good. Just because it is modifying a weapon, and it's modifying its abilities and all that. But personally, I think that the passive ability needs something a little more. I think that the larger amount of ammo and the faster reload is fine. I don't think there needs to be more ammo or more faster reloads. I think that's fine. Another thing is I don't think that it should be... Because like a lot of people, you know, will say like, okay, so you want to get rid of the LMG limitation. Personally, I actually think the LMG limitation should probably stay. The main reason being that, on one hand, you get to have Rampart with LMG, with like her love for LMGs and all that, but you can have other legends with other loves for certain types of weapons. And I think that having that as an option for future legends, I think is really cool. And it really does add a lot more to it. So I don't think that it should just be any random weapon, that she just gains this passive advantage whenever she wants, you know what I mean? Besides that, the only other thing that I could probably mention would be that I think that her passive ability should just have a lot more benefits for LMGs in general. Since LMGs are kind of weak-ish, I say that very lightly because there are
Found an enemy. Close. Any closer, I'd be behind
There
them.
are other potential options. Oh, hey. Okay. Could you, could you not? That was funny. Yep, we gotta be careful about him and Bangalore that was behind me.
Tossing up some ammo. Get a shot at.
Oh crap. Speaking of the Bangalore.
There's a full mate.
Oh, right here. Oh, no.
This place has seen enemy stuff. Frag out.
I can't really help them out anymore. It's up to the Wraith. But she's outside of the healing area. Ah, there you go. That's whatever. So anyway, going back into what I was saying about Rampart, I think for her passive ability, what they should probably do is I don't think they need to improve upon the basis of it. I think it should probably have another extra buff to LMGs. Now, it doesn't have to be anything like reduced recoil, increased damage. It doesn't have to be anything like that. I think a more simpler option would just be that there's tighter hipfire spread with LMGs, because they just recently nerfed LMG hipfire spread, and if Rampart's going to be using LMGs as like one of her main primary weapons of attack, one of the main problems with LMGs is the lack of mobility, and having a legend that gains a specific special passive ability for a weapon that is most of the time objectively weaker in terms of either DPS or especially movement. Movement's a very important part of the game. Having the option to hipfire with the LMG for Rampart specifically to be a little bit more mobile is a nice option. And since she's always constantly lugging around this big, this big gun, Sheila, the minigun, because she's always constantly, lugging that around, you could actually make it be like it would actually make sense, like character-wise, why she would be able to hold LMGs when hip firing a lot more steadier than others and be able to have a much more tighter hip fire spread. Like, she would actually have a better reason for that. Outside of that, I mean, like, I think her passive ability is fine. Maybe they could continue it with, like, other potential additions, like, oh, she gets better advantages with attachments and so on. But I don't really think the passive ability is the most important. They could just add, like, little extra tidbits here and there for passive and how it works.
Can you feel the speed? Yeah, baby!
But outside of Rampart's passive, this is going to be interesting. Outside of Rampart's passive ability that we already kind of went over, I really don't hope I just got jebaited. Okay. Caustic's going to go in there, which I think is safe. It's best for the Caustic to get in there first and set up all its stuff. But what I was going to say is that with Rampart, and more specifically with her passive, I think that there's not really much need to change the passive unless, like... Oh, fuck. Oh.
I'm cover for you, mates.
Oh no, I missed all my shots.
First blood.
I'm gonna do that because...
Subject down.
Buddy. Tossing up some amped cover.
I do need a second weapon, but all of them are focusing on the enemy that got knocked. I'm actually trying to protect them right now. So yeah, okay, there we go. We can switch places.
Jump pad out.
Kind of took everything though, which sucks.
Backing up my cover.
Let's go here. It's go time.
There's a new kill leader. Just another insect.
Surprised that they want to leave this. Then again, oh yeah, it's because of healing and all that.
An independent variable, leaving a gas trap behind.
Anyway, so then of course I have to talk about Rampart's amped cover. Now, on paper, the amped cover seemed like it was going to be this super overpowered, you know, ability, pretty much. The idea of boosting your damage and having this piece of cover that you can hide behind. And I mean, I'm not saying it's weak. It's still pretty strong, but it's not exactly, you know, the end-all, be-all of, it's not the end-all, be-all of tactical abilities. It's pretty decent, at least to some extent. In terms of, like, in terms of other aspects of it, such as, you know, say, its damage, I don't think it needs to be increased in terms of its damage. I think 20% increase is fine. I wouldn't say it's exactly the best, but it's not horrible. It's not overpowered, it's not underpowered, it's just the right damage boost. For me personally, at least. And whether it actually has, like, much of an effect on the TTK, I think is interesting to look at. Because it might not have any effect at all. Or it might, you know? But I think my only problem with it, and this might just be from a design not a design perspective, but like from a balancing perspective, I can understand why they did it. But the weakness that you gain from using this ability to the weakness that you specifically gain in the form of, you know, when you're placing it down, it instantly gets destroyed, I think might be a bit excessive. And, like, hear me out for a second. Like, I don't think that it shouldn't have this weakness. I think that the weakness that it currently has now is just a little bit too strong. It's kind of like back when Crypto's drone was an instant, like, it could be instantly destroyed by, like, any form of damage whatsoever. It was an instant one-shot no matter what. And it made sense because the drone did so much and was such a vital part of his kit that, like... Okay, I can't climb up that. It's fine. No, but it was such a vital part of his kit that it makes sense.
Adding another gas trap.
It makes sense to leave the... I don't know why we're coming here. It makes sense to have it so that the...
There's an enemy. Enemy down.
I still see everything.
Putting up some. There's an enemy. Drag out.
Oh, crap. Switch. I couldn't even see him there. Oh, crap. That's a new team. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh! Yeah, that's two different teams. That's not good.
Spotted one. Subject spotted.
I know I'm going to die doing this, but I'm still going to do it.
Spotted one. I have a subject in view. Target spotted. Subject spotted. Target spotted.
Crap.
Ha! We've got a new kill leader. I love this place.
I have a subject.
Enemy taken down.
We should go here.
Ah, you good? Up and at him.
Needs to run. Right now! Fuck! Ah, damn it. Ah, it's fine. Ooh, jeez, it's whatever. I tried. That was like two different teams. It was, I believe it was an Octane. Was it an Octane? I know there was the Pathfinder, and you got the Wraith. And then there was also the Caustic and the Revenant that I downed. Or no, the Revenant I specifically downed. I don't really remember what the other one was. It was either... I don't think it was another Wraith. It could have been a Watson. No, I think it was Wraith. That one had a Pharaoh skin that I downed. And then you have the other Wraith. I don't know. Anyway, that was okay. I don't know why we immediately went there to that point. We were not prepared. I mean, they both had white shields. I barely had enough energy ammo, which would have been nice to have. But I think that was actually a pretty successful game, at least in terms of kills. Anyway, going back to what I was talking about with Rampart, I think that when it comes down to the building up mechanic, I think that the building up mechanic should have, when it's being built, is what I should say. When it's being built, I think that Rampart's barrier, when it's being built, should probably have a little bit more health than just instantly being one-shot to any form of damage. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be like around 30, 50, just something like that. Besides that, the other option that they could go for, and this is either something that they could add or just have on their own, or another potential option for changing the build-up, is to make the build-up a lot quicker, which they might be working on that. I'm not really sure.
Introducing your champion.
Because they've talked about how they have some animation changes for Rampart for Season 7, so I'm definitely going to be really interested in that.
I'm the jump master.
But besides that, I don't think that Rampart has any specific problems
I'm the jump master. I am honored.
relating to her like shield itself. I think it's in a pretty decent state. There's also
Let's go. Allons-y.
I think the only other thing that I probably would talk about is Sheila. Now, Sheila is really... So far, I think Sheila is the one part about her... Oh, wow, that's a lot of people. That's, like, a lot of people. Holy moly, that gave me a bit of a drop, a heart drop right there. Or, no, my heart dropped for a second. That was a bit... Oh, crap, that's very bad. I'm just gonna run in with the longbow. I can't take too long trying to loot.
I designed it to hurt anyone outside of... I'm in trouble. Firing. Reloading.
Ah, man. I am not very well experienced with the longbow.
First blood. The cycle has begun. Place it.
Oh, wow. That is bad.
I need help.
Ah, it didn't matter.
Too slow.
That sucks. Anyway, so Sheila is probably the one thing that I'm the least experienced with from her kit. I mean, it does a ton of damage, and they just recently buffed it to make it so that its spread became pretty tight. But I'm noticing that Sheila is kind of a bit, I wouldn't say weak, but it's very limited in terms of when it can be used. Like the main first part that's obvious is that it has a very limited turning speed. And it's so limited, in fact, that depending on what range you're fighting from, it won't really be much of a factor. But it's this interesting balancing mechanic where they made it so that you have to, the longer you shoot, the tighter the spread becomes, right? But then, not only is the longer you shoot, the tighter the spread becomes, but the farther you are, the more, like, room you have, pretty much, to aim. Like, the more look
Yo, Apex is kinda
that you have.
dead.
Wanna fly, compadre? Let's fly.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
If I ever let you down, it's probably because I grew a bit tired of carrying you.
But anyway, what I was talking about is that, I think with Sheila, specifically with the, radius itself,
This is your champion.
it's really weird because if you go farther back, you got plenty of, you know, you have plenty of room to look around. But you also have to charge up your shot longer, which means that you're less likely going to be able to get the drop on
I'm the
people.
jump master.
Same thing goes for if you decide, hey, I'm just gonna be close up. Well, now you have less look limits. You have much limited amounts of area to look around. But then again, you also have, you don't need to charge up as much because the spread is kind of a lot easier to use at those closer distances. And so that's generally how it's going to work with Sheila. Albeit, I'm not really sure if Sheila, for Rampart specifically, is any good. It's definitely damaging.
Evo shield here. Level 2. We're all hide the ring and it's moving. This is madness.
Got our first worm food, compadres.
Okay.
This Evo
Sure, I
shield
ping
here.
that.
Level 2.
Mira, treasure pack over here.
Okay.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 1.
I'm gonna try out the Havoc a little bit, actually. I haven't really used the Havoc past Season 5, because a lot of people kept complaining about it being
Close
used.
range.
I personally don't mind it.
Sniper stock
But
here.
speaking of
Level
Season
3.
7, I mean, Season 7, I think, will probably be one of the better seasons for Apex. I say better, but it might be one of the best seasons for Apex, currently.
Someone's been here. Who knows? Could be dead now.
I need a whole
I mean, there's the potential for a new map to be released for Season 7. I believe there's also a couple of other things, such as... I mean, from what I can tell, it definitely seems like the new Legend is going to be pretty interesting. A lot of people are split on that right now. People are wondering, is it the Legend that we just recently got teased, which is Horizon? Other people think that it's the Legend that got leaked to be released for Season 7, which would be Valk. And, you know, a lot of people have their own opinions on that specifically. But, at least in terms of my opinion, I do think that Horizon is most likely going to be the next Legend for Season 7. And I've already looked at a lot of the leaks and a lot of the evidence behind it. The main reason I believe that is because if you look at Valk and you look at...
No kill leader. Bet they used a rampart for them shots. Got one. A bit too close for comfort. Down an enemy. Reloading.
Okay.
Last one in the
Anyway,
squad. Weekly
what I was
good.
trying to say before I got rudely interrupted, I think that I think that Horizon has a lot more evidence currently in the game files to be released as a new Legend. I mean, compare that to Valk, the other Legend that they keep talking about. Like, all Valk has for evidence is that she was planned to be released for Season 7. That's one little piece of evidence. And that she had some animations that were being tested for her abilities. And that she has sound files. That is... And not even, like, actual, like, full-on sound files, but just sound files in general. But, like, if you look at Horizon, she has a voice actor, for one. She has a fully fledged 3D character model. She has a player select screen icon. She has ability icons. She has not just player select and ability icons. She also has a lot of animations as well for a couple of things. One, she has multiple animations for her drone. She has victim animations for executions, just like how Loba did when she was first brought up into the leaks. She has animations for her drone that are emotes, actually, for Lifeline and Pathfinder that will probably be a part of the Battle Pass for Season 7.
Backpack here.
And, like, all of this just, like, piles
Don't
up
worry, it won't slow you down.
Thanks.
into, like, this big piece of evidence. And she even has full-on in-game badges. She has poses now. And, I mean, they've been hinting at her and teasing her for quite a while now in the most recent trailer that they released. And a lot of people are going to claim, oh, she's a Forge. Well, the interesting part is that she doesn't really seem like she's going to be a Forge. I mean, right now, especially during this pandemic and everything, and them having to work at home, wasting all of their time to make all of those badges, and then make the character model, and make the voice actor, and everything else, and then proceed to say, oh no, that's a legend that's going to be released a year from now. That's just ridiculous. That's a waste of time, and I don't really think that they would be wasting time building a legend like that. Especially when, you know, you have to focus on other things, like the new map and so on, and you have to focus on giving out, like, a decent amount of, like, quote-unquote daily content. And then you just waste it all away just like that. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. I think that people thinking that's going to be the case is not really thinking it properly, I think. I mean, looking at the plans, I'm not saying that they weren't planning to release Valk. I'm not saying Valk is a completely fake character or that Horizon's replacing them. But you cannot deny that the amount of evidence that is on Horizon's side right now is plentiful.
Fancy extended light mag here. Level 2.
There's just so much evidence hinting towards it. I mean, even just the in-game, like, teasers and so on. Like, even down here, even this in-game teaser, you know? Like this one that's going to come up in, like, next week.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
Like, these in-game teasers, nothing's teasing Valk right now, at all. And that's just a given. There's nothing that is teasing Valk whatsoever. The gravity lifts and the repulsors and everything else are all related to Horizon and her character model. And the same thing goes for Horizon and even just her player icons. Even like Bloodhound, there's even like a Bloodhound icon for when he scans or finds a clue about her Newt drone. Little Newtie. Newtie with a T. Overall, I'm super excited for Horizon. Like, I can't get into her abilities because right now, like, oh, even right now, like, the abilities for the character are very. Oh crap! I almost got away. I almost got away with it too.
Down that one.
Damn.
Don't worry, my brother. I got you.
Reloading.
We need to get going to the
Back off of
flashpoint.
Reloading. Killed an enemy.
Need to get away. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. Can't help him. Oh no.
Contact with target.
I need to help him. I need to help him.
Now, mate.
No.
Got the banner.
Recover his banner. Never mind. Yeah.
Nice work, mate.
Oh, no.
Killed the champion.
This is bad. Jump pad? Maybe? No, jump pad won't work up that high. This is where Valk would definitely come in handy. You place a repulsor, and you just get lifted up there. That's where it'd be really nice to have. Here we go. We can take a quick breather. And I'm going to quickly pull out the mobile respawn beacon. That might have actually been a bad idea. I am not well versed in the mobile respawn beacon thing. Let's do it. Oh, here we go. This might get my teammate killed, to be honest, but I'm gonna trust that it can somewhat work. So anyway, as I was saying, is that, like, I don't think Valk is like a fake character or something. I think Valk was definitely a real character at some point. I think that they planned on releasing her, but similar to Olympus, I think they had to. Oh shit! Yeah, I did get my teammate killed. I actually feel bad, like really, really bad. I just killed the teammate a second time, and now we can't even get back to them. That's my bad. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have waited till we were much farther away before trying to call it down. And that just kind of shows my inexperience. I'm actually going to use the
Right.
devotion
Now this is what I'm
because
talking about.
I kind of need to, like, just use it. I don't ever really use the devotion. And I really feel like that, specifically just being Rampart, I probably should try using the devotion. I'm not good with it. Like, I know that. And like we're in the top 6. I really don't care about winning personally. I just care about, you know, doing an okay or decent job. And they're going on this big, long fight right now in the flashpoint. Or maybe even outside the flashpoint. Who knows? And we're just going to take our time. Take our time. The flashpoint is right there. If I can get set up as Rampart... Oh, there's guys up top. Guys in front, actually. Oh, crap. My aim is really bad. And I don't have a Phoenix kit this time.
There's a fool, mates.
Firing! Reloading.
Oh, I know. Don't. Octane, no!
I don't even think you're trying. This was
That
too
sucks. Oh well. I probably deserve that. Yep, okay.
Hostile right here.
Yeah, I'm super excited to try out Rampart. And I am... Not Rampart, sorry. I'm super excited to try out Horizon when she is released next season. And I'm also going to be very excited to really play around with Horizon and really play around with the Olympus map as well. And then, of course, there's obviously leaks for what the new weapon could be. There's a big possibility that it could be anything, really. One of the obvious options is that, oh, it could be this bow that people keep seeing a lot, or this lever-action rifle, or maybe even something else. Maybe it could be an EPG, or some other explosive weapon. Who knows? There's a whole lot of potential for what could be released for Season 7, and I'm gonna be very excited to try out Season 7. And I do think it's probably going to be one of the best seasons. One of the best seasons in general, but specifically one of the best seasons for Apex ever. Like, it might not be as great as Season 3, because let's be honest, they're doing all this work from home, and they have to make a lot of content in order to compete with Season 3. Because I know Season 3 was definitely one of the more better seasons. Just because there was so much content from the Christmas event, the Halloween event, and so on. I don't know if Season 7 can really compete with that as much.
Next ring is far. No lagging.
But, I mean, it definitely has a possibility. It definitely has a chance to do so.
30 seconds remain. Safety is an arrow. Prepare for battle.
Okay. I don't know where our teammate is exactly going. But they're probably going to go to the gauntlet. And I need to get used to flying again in this game, because I am...
Let's go over here.
I'm just going to go across over here. I don't really think there's going to be enemies over here. I might be eating my words about that. Like, I forget that there's, like, supposed to be loot in the middle, but, like, I don't really care about the loot in the middle usually.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's just a simple backpack. Those explosions, though, are a bit concerning.
No kill leader. Bet they used a rampart for them shots.
He's probably gonna want to watch that.
Gotta hop up here. Double tap trigger.
But I think I'm gonna definitely try broadcasting a lot more. Just doing some streams. But I also might potentially make a Twitch account and start uploading videos onto YouTube directly. I don't know. We're gonna find out exactly what's gonna be happening. Pretty soon. Or hopefully soon, I should say. I personally would like to get a little bit more into this. And I originally did start with Titanfall. I am very excited for Titanfall 3, potentially coming out next year based off of some leaks. And that's definitely going to be very nostalgic for me. But I'm not going to lie when I say that I'm not sure if Titanfall 3 will really be the best, because, you know, I don't really know if it's going to be popular. A lot of people really, really like Titanfall 3, but like,
Just spotted someone out there.
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna wait for my.
There's a baddie.
Oh no, I'm stuck in between two different teams.
Enemy here, up close and in my freaking face.
Hide in that bush.
Scanning the area. I'm taking fire. In combat.
I don't know why this person ran off like that. Because now they're just putting themselves into a really bad situation. I did damage the Wraith a little bit though, which is nice. I don't know if it will really be the best thing though. Who knows? We'll find out pretty soon.
Marking our surroundings.
Jump out here.
Hostile close.
There's an enemy.
Take
Frag
that.
out. Woo!
I hit him on the head with the fucking grenade.
Scanning the area.
Yeah, gotta get
I think there might be two different teams based off of what I am seeing. Oh no, where'd my teammate go? There you go. Good job, good job.
Can't believe it. You're lucky, I like you.
Took out a hostile. Took out a hostile.
I need energy
Blanca's
ammo.
been here.
Scanning the area.
Frag out.
Right there.
Mates, that's one side and
That sucks.
right in front of me. They ain't much.
Engaging.
That should prolong the healing process.
Reloading. I got some bad guys here.
Okay, he was definitely by himself, but I don't know if that was
Hey,
the
squad's
team or
wiped.
not. That.
If you were hiding, you can come out now.
Embrace that kill.
Reloading.
I'm probably gonna have to switch out this LMG because they're not gonna share their heavy ammo with me, to be honest. So I'm
Extended
just
heavy
gonna
mag here.
switch that out
Level 3.
and
I can
give
use
it to
that.
them. Because they're not gonna share their heavy ammo. I know that for a fact. And I can't be running around with an empty gun.
Hostile over there. Whatever it is, it's gonna kick. Throwing something.
Okay, let's see. Take that, switch to the alternator, and then hopefully there's some light ammo here too. Okay.
Hit the ejector seat.
These guys are just moving along.
We could check out here.
Something purple in there. Select fire, arc star, heavy ammo. Now there's heavy ammo, of course. It's where they weren't. Where they are is where heavy ammo will be gone, and where they aren't is where heavy ammo will be. But I'm going to stick with the light ammo, just for now. And I'm not going to change my skin. I actually think that I would rather honor that guy by wearing it.
Marking our surroundings.
I need a shotgun
Shield
bolt.
here. Level 2.
Probably... Because I actually used up
Gotta
my
hop up
points
here.
on a Phoenix
Skull
kit and I
piercer.
never even got a
Wingman
chance to
here.
grab it. Which kind of sucks. I'm going to let him grab that.
Extended light
since
mag here. Level 3.
I can get that in a shotgun bolt, yeah. I didn't count my points. I thought I had 85. That sucks. This should hopefully give me...
Attention, the kill leader has been eliminated.
Scanning the area.
Got an enemy
some
out there.
fights going on over there, so I'm gonna follow. Because I'd rather stick with the guy that's, you know, in danger, rather than the guy that's collecting items. It's a big fight.
Tossing up some amped cover.
Reloading.
Enemy spotted. Enemy no D.
Frag out. Grenade out. Frag out.
Those guys are gonna run away. Which I think was a smart idea, actually.
Thermite grenade.
Because now these two guys are gonna just push forward and die. You know what I mean?
Eat thermite.
Marking our surroundings.
You can also place all the little traps and everything down. But now they're getting attacked by a different team holding that flashpoint. Which is the unfortunate part about retreating to one of these flashpoint zones. Okay, hold on. I gotta reload.
Shooting at me.
Taking fire. The last of that squad.
Enemy taken down. Dead.
Oh, come on.
They got me.
Really? Really, Bloodhound? Ah, that sucks. I thought he had my back, actually.
Batty.
Whatever.
Do we
I got it
really
down with it.
Maybe give it a rest.
At least I got it down with it. That was fun. I thought he had my back, or he was reviving Octane, or something of that sort. But he was just back there, doing whatever he was doing. Which, I mean, I'm playing random. I'm pretty sure I should have expected that. But I trusted it way too much. Whew, it's whatever. I got it down, and it was great. I mean, besides that, there's not really too much else to talk about, at least in terms of Rampart or Horizon or Season 6. I mean, I think the Flashpoint mode's fun. I don't think it's fun being outside of the Flashpoint mode. It's more fun being in the Flashpoint mode, if you know what I mean. Having that passive regeneration really does add a lot of
I've been dreaming of
unique. It rewards a lot of aggression, and it also rewards a lot of it rewards a lot of aggression because when you're damaging somebody and they run away, it rewards you to go after them and finish the job, or even just to tag them a little bit to stop them from regenerating, which I think is really nice.
This is your champion.
It also rewards, those who can actually like block damage. So Rampart's a great example, Gibraltar's a great example. It definitely rewards characters that have some sort of passive regeneration or any sort of healing abilities, like, Watson, Octane, so on and so forth. Besides that, I mean, the only other things that I could directly mention is that,
You guys are running right now!
I think being in the Flashpoint it's fun. It's very, very fun. Being outside of those Flashpoint zones is not fun. Like, at all, because you can't heal at all, you know what I mean? So I guess the better way to... Why is he going in the same building?
Attention. First blood.
Grab a gun. Grab a couple of things like that. Okay, time to go help him. Never mind. He's ran off to go do his own thing.
Taking fire. Subject spotted.
Go bamboozle.
Wait, is the enemy outside or inside?
Target's right
Oh no, I missed all my shots. Oh no, I need to calm down for a second, dude. If I don't calm down, that's what's gonna happen. I wasn't focused at all. I just I couldn't. That's whatever. Yeah, I couldn't focus on my shots. I was just randomly shooting everywhere at this point. That sucks. Yeah, anyway, what I was going to say is that, I don't even know what I was going to be saying. I was going to be talking about how being in the Flashpoint is fun, but this mode, I don't really think the mode's that great for being an LTM. I don't think the LTM is that great. But I know what they're trying to go for. They're trying to test, pretty much. They're testing passive regeneration. I don't think it's going to be for the entire... Like, what's the correct word? I don't think that the LTM is going to be for the entire, life cycle or whatever of the game. Or that it's going to be this new feature for the permanent game, for the game itself, like for the Battle Royale genre, where they just add Flashpoint modes. I think, or they add Flashpoints. What I think it is that they're going to probably use the testing on the passive regeneration to determine the proper variables needed for a potentially new permanent mode that isn't duos, it isn't trios. It's probably going to be an arena-based mode that, like, a couple people can jump into and just play like any sort of other team deathmatch type game. Hence why they kept talking about how it's like a team deathmatch-esque playstyle for this mode. It's not that this mode itself is very team deathmatch-esque, it's still a battle royale, but rather that it can build up to them being able to implement something like that.
Next ring is distant. Prepare for sudden death.
And then the only other thing to directly mention, I think, would probably be that,
Calls for further exploration.
I think the only other thing that I probably would mention would probably be something around the lines that, I don't think that arena-based mode is going to be team-based. I think it's probably going to be solos. Because a lot of people are like, oh, look, solos is in the files and all that. And oh, 4-base squads are in the files. Well, I don't know if they're ever going to add 4-base squads, because they've already talked about how that kind of ruins the design philosophy of the game. That's why they kept it 3 in the beginning. That's why they're keeping it 3. But it's the same thing with squads. Squads also kind of gets in the way and becomes,
Light ammo here.
I could use that.
Attention.
it becomes a bit of a problem, per se. So I think overall that, like, in terms of, like...
I'm going over here.
I need to see what kind of energy weapon this guy's using so I can give him turbocharger or not.
Backpack here. Level 2. P2020
So
here.
that's... It's a Mastiff and a what? I can't tell. I'll just drop the turbocharger and tell
Helmet
him.
here. Level 1.
Gotta hop up here. Turbocharger.
Turbocharger. You want?
Attention.
You don't? Okay.
There is a new kill leader.
Might be something good this way.
There's a nuke. Optics here. Close range.
Helmet here. Level 2.
Optics here. Close range.
I think what I need more
Thank
of
you.
is body armor.
Heavy ammo here. I need energy ammo. Let's go this way.
Anyway, what I was going to say is that I think the arena mode's probably either going to be solos or it's going to be in squads of 4, if they add the arena mode, based off of the leaks, of course. Besides that, I do think that I'm very excited for the Halloween mode.
Level 3.
Much more excited than I was with the other Halloween mode. The other Halloween mode is actually one of the main reasons that I took a break from Apex, because it actually infuriated me a lot. I was not a big fan of Shadowfall. At least after I started playing it and it started to become very lopsided. But initially I used to like it. When it first came out, you know, it was like an infected type mode. Super excited. Now I wouldn't say that I'm
Attention.
less excited about it, but I'm super excited to try out this new Halloween LTM.
There goes the champion. I hardly knew ya.
I'm very, very excited to try out the new LTM for
Energy ammo here.
this Halloween
Let's
event.
explore this way. I need it.
So anyway, as I was directly saying, I think overall when it comes down to the mode itself, I'm super excited to try it out just because it's not just a simple mode where,
Delivering care package.
you know, oh, you jump in,
Thanks.
you die, and now you're forced playing as a shadow, or you're forced playing as a player, or something like that. And it feels a lot better. It's going to be just like any other Battle Royale mode. It's not going to be as brand new, you know what I mean, as, say,
I need an extended
Shadowfall
mag.
or something. But
Light ammo
it should just be better
Deploying
overall.
variable.
Let's go this way.
I'm going to scat out a little bit.
Very well.
I just realized that I don't have a body shield yet, so getting this was a good idea.
L-Staff, energy ammo here.
I could use that.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 1.
Thank you.
I will take
I'll add
that.
it to your tab.
Optics here. Mid-range.
Energy ammo here.
Thanks. Optics here.
No worries. You just owe me one.
I need shotgun ammo.
Shotgun ammo here.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm doing decently well for loot.
Mastiff shotgun ammo here.
I do think that going back here and potentially grabbing some materials and...
Found an enemy. Close. Any closer, I'd be behind him.
Placing gas trap.
Thank you. Hostile close. Call it one.
Putting up some amp cover. Good start, mates. Sheila's ready for some fun.
Contact with hostile.
We have lost one. They downed me.
Got on this banner.
Enemy spotted.
Oh my gosh!
Reloading. Squad's wiped. If you would have... Nah, you good.
Oh my goodness! Headshots are so important there.
It was a rampart for them shots.
Okay. Oh no, the Bloodhound left. That is very bad. Oh my goodness. Ooh. But I picked up this banner and everything. But whatever. You know what? That was a funny fight. Big fight. Love the fight. That was a great fight. They might think that I'm a hacker or something, because like they had a devotion, and the devotion is always referred to as being super overpowered, but I don't think a lot of people have actually tested what happens when you fire off the first 13 shots from the devotion, which is like the most important shots from the devotion. Because that's how much it takes to actually defeat a normally healthed target. And considering how slow those shots are without turbocharger, it's something that not a lot of people are actually measuring. Like, they aren't measuring, like... They aren't measuring the actual time to kill of those first 13 shots, which I think is actually probably one of those things that's more important. I would love to do it, but I don't exactly know the exact method of how to do that. I don't have the proper tech. And no one in their right mind, apparently, wants to do that either. So, yeah, it kind of sucks on that part. Yeah, the people died pretty early on.
Spotted one.
Amped cover for
Oh, I'm done for it. Yep.
Placing gas trap.
I knew it. The R301. I love it.
Deploying a variable.
It's whatever.
Sorry,
I got
beautiful.
quadrupled.
It's not you.
But hey, the first initial fight that I had there was pretty fun. I was a big fan of that. I mean, besides that, there isn't really too much else for me to say about that fight. So I think I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try one more game, and we'll see what happens. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Okay, there we go. Let's try it. I'm gonna try one more game, see how that goes. Even if I don't win or anything like that, I think I'm probably gonna stop the live stream. And yeah, I'll just have this uploaded onto YouTube. But I'm super excited for not only this current season with the Halloween mode that's going to be coming up and a couple of other interesting map events. And I'm just really happy to get back into the game. Past that, there isn't really too much else for for me to talk about with Season 7. I am very, very excited for Season 7.
I enjoy many
And,
things,
you know,
but
even though
death
some
is what
people, I'm going to change
Use this
to
set,
Watson just
and
because I know this
capacitors
person wants to
charged.
play Rampart. And, you know, that's a great way for me to end off on
I
this
know what
season.
you're looking
Or for this
I know.
video, for this live stream, I mean, I was going to give him Rampart, and they changed to Wraith, so, you know, I probably shouldn't ever do that ever again. But luckily, you know what, Watson is actually one of my most favorite legends anyway. Not camping wise. Camping Watson's just annoying. I like playing Watson very aggressively. I probably should try doing the same thing with Rampart. And yeah, there's not really too much else for me to say in terms of Rampart
for certain
and everyone else. But we're just gonna try going for a hot drop. Is that a hot drop or are they going for the portal? Portal, it is. Huh, I didn't see the ping originally, so like, I'm gonna be kind of behind. But it's fine. Pick this up for now.
We need to go. Ring's moving.
I'm gonna get to play around with a little bit of Volt gameplay. See how that goes. Maybe I'll snipe actually, just to fine-tune my aim a little bit better.
Merci.
I just gotta find a sniper rifle, but luckily, got plenty of extra space
That's
to.
the first of many lights to go out.
I got plenty of space to,
New kill leader.
you know, test
I'll
that
make
out
sure
and
they
find it.
don't sneak up on us.
I mean, besides the charge rifle, like, I'm not a big fan on the charge rifle. I know what people are trying to go for, and I understand why it was considered overpowered. Ooh, wait, forgot. As a Watson, I should probably pick up ultimate accelerants more often. But I understand exactly what some players are going for here.
Heavy ammo here.
Okay, then I'm just gonna take that.
Backpack here. Level 2.
Pick that up.
Look, Ray, it's where I saw my ghost. So glad you believe me now.
Now that we know the truth, let's keep to ourselves. Focus on the match.
Ooh. That's a very nice thing there. They slightly changed it to accommodate for Wraith. Which I don't think anyone's actually made a video on that, about the ghost thing being updated. That's actually very nice. I like how I passed by all of these sniper rifles for a second here. So I'm actually gonna drop that, and I'm gonna drop that. And I probably will just pick this up. And here he comes. He's like, ooh, what's going on? What you got there?
Listen, I'm moving in on some enemies there.
But yeah, let's have some fun with the longbow. I barely use the longbow. I don't think a lot of people really use the longbow anymore. It still has one of the highest TTKs, long distance wise or long range wise. Like a lot of people say, oh no, the triple take has the highest TTK, but because of how it spreads, you usually have to wait for it to charge up with the precision choke. And so the devotion, I mean not the devotion, the longbow not needing to wait up for that charge, technically the longbow has a higher TTK because of it.
All things die.
Okay, I see.
Even champions.
Yeah, so Sinlock or Wraith or whatever I'm supposed to call them, they're up here. But no, I'm very happy for that little excerpt or whatever that the person had.
Firing on subjects.
There's a new
Oh
kill leader.
no, he's firing on subjects. Oh no. We just basically left him at this point, but he's also standing completely still, so I can't blame I can't blame myself for
Subject damaged.
the Wraith.
Fence in position.
I'm just gonna create this real quick so that no one's behind us or anything without shooting at it.
Reloading.
Enemy in sight.
Subject down.
Hostile spotted.
Reloading. Taking fire.
I spotted an enemy.
Punching in tunnel.
My vision is clear.
Portable.
A second squad is firing at us.
Oh no.
Getting shot at.
Getting shot at.
Reloading.
Playing with
That's
fences.
My vision is clear.
oh no, not okay. I had to back up there. Otherwise, yep.
One of my fence circuits out there is broken.
Opening fire.
Oh, I might have just teleported straight into the default roll.
Target spotted.
Another enemy down.
Requires
Reloading. Hold on. Let me help you.
I wish Watson already had a defense perk by now so that I could actually give him some shields,
Reloading.
but this is fine.
Eye of the storm.
That should speed up the process of getting shields and all that a little quicker.
Putting down a fence. The fence is complete. That's a happy fence. Setting a fence. If the fence gets crossed, we'll know.
Probably should check and see what they actually are wearing. Oh crap.
I'm in trouble.
subject down.
Killed an enemy. Reloading.
Laying fences. The circuit is complete. And fences. Fence in position. Enemy right here.
Reloading.
Oh crap.
Sustaining injuries.
I'm hit.
That was luck.
I'm fencing. Anyone passes through here, we'll know.
Crap, I should turn this way.
Extended light mag here. Level 3.
I've been hit. Grenade. Grenade.
Oh my gosh, these guys are carrying tons of grenades. Holy shit. Crap, I need to sit in here too to get the heals.
Contact. Opening fire. Spotted me.
Oh no, Wraith. Oh
I'm
fuck.
getting hit over here. Look out, grenade.
My vision is clear. I still see everything. There requires distance.
No, fuck you.
Taking shots.
Oh no, I should have kept my shield up.
I did really good today. I can't wait to tell my creators.
Ah,
when I find him.
this sucks. Wraith will probably just move. We got absolutely grenade spammed, which sucked. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, so that's gonna be pretty much it for the end of this live stream. So, if you happen to like this live stream, or if you see us in the future or whatever, as a recording of the live stream, you can hit the like button if you dare, and comment down below about your thoughts on season 6 currently, your thoughts on Rampart, any thoughts that you have on Horizon, and or Valk, or who do you think is going to be revealed for season 7, and what are your expectations for season 7, and just anything else that you would really like to talk about, Apex wise, or anything really. With that being directly said, I'll see you guys in the next live stream.